Hello, my name is David Morgan with TechSquadOnline.com, and I thank you for tuning into this vidcast here. And I want to go over to you, or go over with you, uh, duplicate content, and I want to talk about that very briefly here. And the thing about duplicate content is the definition of duplicate content, because we know that duplicating content can lead to a poor search rating on the internet. And but then at the same token, it seems like there's a lot of duplicate content out there for a particular website, and they seem to be thriving just fine. So how is that possible? How is that the case? What's the cases behind it? So what is duplicate content? And this is a question. If you search this throughout the entire internet, you're going to get tons and tons of different answers. You got one answer that will say this is it, and this is it, and this is it. Then you got another set of people that say, oh, those aren't it, but these are it. Then it's a back and forth battle. But then I came to the realization that I'm thinking to myself, maybe it's not trying to define the definition of what is duplicate content as it is what is black hat duplicate content and what is white hat duplicate content. Because duplicate content, in essence, can be okay and it can be bad. And I want to try to go over this. Now, what duplicate content that is black hat, that I would say is black hat, is when we blog that particular article 24 or 25 times on your own website. So if your website is, mybusiness.com/blog/ the name of the article, and you post that out 25 times on that same domain, then that would be considered duplicate. That may be considered a penalty. Usually what happens is inside the articles, we will have a link into it that points back to the domain. And what some people are smart enough to realize is that internal linking is just as powerful as external linking. And so they'll always, you duplicate that 4 or 5, 15, 50 times, and then have Google come back and crawl it, Yahoo come back and crawl it, and Bing, and then they realize all these links are pointing back over there. But at the same token, it notices that the content is just only one article, but it's just done 50 times. And so that would be considered like a red flag. And because why would I want to read your blog then? If I read one article, then I read the whole thing, right? And so that's not good. So then, because a lot of times, a lot of people would then believe that they should take their article. Let's say they wrote a 300-word article. That they want, they want to be able to market their article, and they want to make sure that they're not penalized for distributing it out to 25 different websites. So website 1.com, 2.com, 3.com, and they link back to their moneysite.com. And so some people believe that maybe we should just go ahead and spin articles and then distribute them 20, 30 times, and that might help. Well, that would help perhaps, but at the same token, that's just a lot of effort, probably for nothing. It's okay to actually distribute your 300-word article to as many websites as you possibly can. It's not going to hurt you at all. Okay. Submitting your article to multiple sites just simply means it's just you distributing information. Because we got to realize one thing. Even though, let's say, eZine articles have 50,000 visitors a day, well, people that go to eZine articles, there's going to be a group of people at hubpages.com that don't go to eZine articles. Okay, so let's say HubPages got their own 50, right? And let's just say 5,000 of those never visit eZine, and at the same token, there's another large percentage of eZine that doesn't visit HubPages, but you still got to get the information out, right? And so doing it that way is pretty legitimate, okay? Because search engines realize that not every person goes to all the same sites. there's a tons of video sites out there, but the majority of us ship at YouTube, right? And then there's a lot of us out there on YouTube that doesn't realize that there are other video sites out there. What's Vimeo? What is this MetaCafe? Things of that nature. And so distributing out to several sites is just fine. And here's something else. These articles that are being distributed, it's just to help with your with promoting of your website, okay? And Google or the search engines are not going to fault you if your pretty well written 300-word articles distributed out there 500 times. And the thing of that is, and here's something to consider as to, because I want, I'm pretty sure that there's going to be somebody that's going to come back and say, well, Mr. Morgan, I believe you're wrong, that duplicate content is duplicate content, and duplicate content is going to get you run over. And that's not the case. Because if that was the case, then if duplicate content is going to hurt my search rankings, then all I would have to do is just find my competitor's website and then duplicate his website content, 3,000, 4,000, or 5,000 times throughout the internet, and that should pretty much destroy him, right? And we know that's not going to be the case, because content is content, and where it's being distributed is pretty much fine with me, and whatever channel or whatever place you got your article at is going to be fine. The duplication is not with the amount of domains that it's come from. I would say the black hat portion of duplicate content comes from when it is being distributed several times within the same domain.com place. Alright, I hope you guys found this useful. Again, check out my website, TechSquad.com or TechSquadOnline.com, and I actually got a newsletter there, so please sign up for that for the latest deals of the services that I provide. If you have any other questions, please shoot me an email. I'd like to hear from you, and comment below. Thanks. Later.